Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel for the final video of Gears 5 Horde gameplay before the game drops. And welcome to the video of the character I think most people are excited to play as, and I think the most people are going to have the most fun playing as. He's the newest addition to our storyline team. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the soldier we all got to see try to go toe-to-toe with JD in that beautiful cinematic that they made. It is Fahz, the man with the cybernetic leg and the man with a plan, because he's the man with X-ray, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Fahz is a perfect soldier, a perfect marksman for any Horde team. And we start, as always, with the ultimate ability. His ultimate ability is he has X-ray. And what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. He can see through any cover, any object, any wall, and shoot through them. He may throw headshots downrange with no worries in the world and continue to rack up kills, energy points, however you want to look at it. As long as he can sightline, he can hit, he can critically hit, he can give anybody a haircut with that X-ray being turned on. It is one of, if not the most broken ultimate ability for the characters that we got to encounter in this Horde gameplay series. His passive was a little interesting, and it's meant more for kind of a higher skill level, a higher skill gap, but it was still really useful for him. You see, every 6th critical hit, whether it be a killing blow or not, as long as you were critically hitting, the 6th one would drop you a little package on the ground, a little ammunition recharge, especially when he's starting off with a Marksa and a Longshot. You really do need that ability to kind of keep getting that ammo, keep replenishing your wares, because you're going to run out of ammo quickly with the Marksa, the Longshot, especially that Longshot, and that's your big boy. That's your bad boy starting out with Fahz. So those critical hits are definitely necessary. We move on to his 3 possible skill cards that we were given in the showcase, the first of which was M-Bar Ammo Capacity. If you aren't a fan of the Longshot and you fancy yourself an M-Bar person, why not? Give yourself some extra rounds in it. Make yourself a little bit deadlier. It could go a little bit longer without needing to pick up an ammo replenishment package on the ground from a critical hit, or even one of the ammo crates that respawns in the wave or after every wave. Secondly, was increased Longshot abilities. It made your Longshot a little bit deadlier if you fancy that over the M-Bar. It meant that it did 17% more damage to critical hits and also had a little bit less sway when you were ADS. It was actually a little bit easier to use, it felt like, when you had on that card. I think it might have been one of those unspoken perks, even though they've really written things out well. It felt like the Longshot became so simple to use, and I'm not a marksman by any stretch of the imagination. I usually tend to try to get it out of my hands. And finally, I loved the 3rd skill card they gave us. It was called Ambush, and without a doubt, it was hilarious to see some of the numbers you could get off with Ambush. That meant that any target you went after that had been undamaged, if you got a critical headshot, especially on Scions or anything of that nature, and you were firing all the way downrange to the opposite side of the map, it did more percentage damage. At first, I think it starts out at 60%. Just imagine a Longshot headshot downrange on a Scion later in the waves, and clickety-clack, bam, goes the skull like a piñata, confetti, and brain matter everywhere. Fahz is a marksman expert, and he is one of the best characters I got to use that weekend. I actually put his skill gap at the higher end because all of his skills, all of his abilities kind of rotate around that headshot. I mean, they rotate around critically hitting any enemy that lays before you. He's not like your average soldier where he can just throw bullets down range. He's not using explosives. He's not like Sarah Connor, who gets that missile launcher and gets the knockback and stun people. Fahz is a marksman at heart, and he is a precision weapon. He is a scalpel. He will slice you and dice you, but it'll be all headshots all day long. So he's definitely higher on the skill range. If you fancy yourself a marksman, if you fancy the Marksa, the Longshot, or the M-Bar, go ahead and play as Fahz. It was an absolute blast getting to be him, test him out, see his x-ray, see his skills and abilities and how they linked with one another. And I honestly had fun being able to be a marksman for the first time. It felt like in my life because I have never been one before. So go ahead and pick on Fahz. Let him be a character of choice, especially if you want to go ahead and watch a lot of skulls pop like piñatas. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for joining me every day on this series. I could not thank you enough for all of you joining me, subbing to me, commenting, liking, everything. It means the absolute world, and we lead with that into the giveaway still going on. If you have not yet subbed to the channel and you want a chance to win that Gears 5 Kate Special Edition controller or followed me on Twitter, you need to do both of them to be entered. My Twitter is @ColinCrowClark, and the sub is a button right below the video. Go ahead and hit that, smash that, whatever you want to say, and come on back. I will be announcing the winner 10 days after global launch of Gears 5. Thank you so much, and as always, have an amazing day.